All right, we are live. And give me a second here to get the other one going. We're just getting the Amazon one cooking here. All right, 3, 2, 1, and we are live on both platforms. So I've been looking for the perfect Android smartphone game controller. So our search continues. And today we're going to be trying out the GameSir X2. And this is the 2021 version. So this is like the new and improved version of whatever was there before. So that is what we're looking at. Romeric is here. Recipe Bob is here. Eric Bazinga wants to know, am I going to test out the Egg NS? I don't even know what the Egg NS is, but I should look into that. So what is the Egg NS? Is this an emulator? Is that what that is? It must be what it is. I haven't tried the Egg NS yet, but I think I might want to. So that might be something to check out at some point. Yeah, so we're going to open this up and test it out in a few minutes. Might be a good gift idea. We'll see. I wasn't happy with the other one we looked at for Android. What was that one called? That was the... It escapes me at the moment. What was the other one we looked at? I'm tired. It's been a long week. Yeah, the one we looked at before was the Razer Kishi. That's right. So this one's actually a little more expensive. So the Kishi right now is on sale for like 45 bucks. It's not bad, but I think I didn't like it for a couple of reasons. It had huge dead zones. It was the phone was a little wobbly in it. So this one, people say is a good one. I don't know. We'll find out. And whatever this one is, it's the new and improved version. So there was an older one, and this is the 2021 version. Because it says on their page, it says new 2021 version. And this requires a phone with a USB Type-C port on it. So it won't work with the iPhone. They do have a Bluetooth version that's universal, that'll work with both platforms, but this one is Android only. George is here. Oh, so Eric says it was a Switch emulator, but it runs pretty well. Oh, cool. I'll have to check out that at some point. All right. NC Strev is here. And about time. Yeah, I was meaning to get one. I had reached out to them, and they never got back to me, and I forgot about it. So I said that I need to just get it. So that's what I did. And I'm pretty sure this will work with any Type-C phone. It won't work with the iPhone because those obviously don't have Type-C ports. Whereas Samir Mohammed says that he has the same controller, and it does not have analog triggers. So that is the case. So why don't we open it up here, and we'll see. Oh, it comes with a carrying case. How about that? That's a nice value add. And we can open it up here, and we have accessories. So let's see what's in the accessories bin here. So we get some instructions. And we've got a sticker, GameSir. Thank you for your purchase. So if you register, you get an extra 6 months of warranty. And here's the user manual. Oh, this is neat. I'm assuming that it's supposed to do this. The connector moves. Check it out. So that's good because if you have a phone in a case, that might be important. So let's read up on the layout here. Ando Gamer is here. Hello there. Marius Fuchs is here. Good to see you. This will not I haven't gotten that far yet, but I don't think it'll fit the iPad mini. I've got one. We'll try it out with it in a little bit. And the problem with the first version was that it only supported a limited list of Android phones and couldn't charge via the pass-through Type-C port. So hopefully that's going to happen here, because I have a Pixel 6 we're going to plug it into, and we'll see how it goes. And I would agree with this statement, and Eric does too. And Kid is here. Welcome, Kid. Yeah, so let's take it out of the box and see what happens. We'll try it with the iPad mini. I don't think it's supposed to work with it, but we'll take a look. So here's the system requirement. Android phones that are at least 173 millimeters long and have a Type-C interface. It supports Android 9 or higher. And then you have to make sure the OTG data exchange function is enabled. And they say Huawei, Xiaomi, Samsung, Google are all turned on by default. And then it's telling you how to install it here. And then it's got a list of devices that support charging. Maybe we'll look at that real quick. That support charging while you are running with it here. So there's a list of devices that support charging while it is plugged in. I'm not sure how up to date this is, because it's like showing the Pixel 4 XL. So we'll see if this Pixel 6 will work with it. I got the Pixel 6 Pro here, so we'll see if that functions with it or not. And it looks like this one does 5 volts, 3 amps only. That's enough to keep the battery topped off, I think, for the most part. And yeah, we'll see how much time we have, Eric. We'll give it a go. I think we'll do RetroArch and see what we can pull out from there. Maybe one of the Dreamcast emulators or something. So let's get it out of the thing here. Everything is very clicky. Hear it? So these are not analog. These are just digital, and they've got micro switches on them. It's very square. I'm not sure about this D-pad. There's not a lot of travel to the D-pad, but we'll see when we actually play a game on it. And this has a USB-C port for pass-through charging. But I do not see a headphone jack like we saw on the... So I also looked at the backbone for the iPhone, and this has a headphone jack and pass-through charging. How about that? This one is just pass-through charging. All right, let's see if it fits my phone, first of all. So I've got the Pixel 6 Pro here. And in full disclosure, this came in free of charge from Google. We're going to have a review of this at some point. So the phone does fit. It does fit in there. So let me log into it here. I think it's requiring me to put in my password here. So let me just do that real quick. Okay. All right, so we are plugged in. I'm going to turn off airplane mode. I guess I was in I was setting up my thermostats the other night. Long story. What a nightmare that was. And I have put it in airplane mode. Okay, so I'm going to do like, let's start off with like a simple one here. So this is Sonic 1. And it's like already frozen. Hang on a second. So this is going to be a problem already because it doesn't flip the screen over properly. Let me see what's going on here. All right. So I thought I had auto rotate is on. Okay. So I want it to auto rotate. Doesn't auto rotate in this mode. So I need to go out and just kill Sonic real quick here and then restart it. Let's see what we get. All right. Oops. So this phone's got loudspeakers on it. So this is the Pixel 6. So this is the biggest phone I currently own. So it fits. Although I don't know if that port is there or not. So we're going to find that out in a second. Yeah, so the buttons aren't working here. And I think it's because the port isn't getting in all the way because of the case. So we're going to take it out of the case here real quick. All right, hang on a second here. And you know, Anthony's suggesting I check out the Bluetooth one. And honestly, this case is not very good. This is the official Pixel 6 case. And it's a horrible case. It's terrible. Like, they used to make these really nice fabric cases, and it's really floppy, but you can't get the phone out. It's kind of funny. All right, so let's try this again here. And let's put this around here. All right, so let's put this in. I'm going to actually kill the game again because it could be. And by the way, whenever we do one of these live streams, this is always like an exercise in crazy things not working correctly. And it's a little, there, so now it's in. So that was it. Yeah, the connector wasn't long enough. So that was why it didn't work. Okay, so let's go out of here. Let's get back to my home screen. Let's try Sonic again. And we'll give it a shot here. It fits pretty nice, though. I had to take the phone out of the case, which you can see the Pixel 6, which is a pretty big phone, fits in here. We'll have to have Jake come by with his Galaxy Note and see if that fits, because that's a bigger phone than this one. There's still some room here, so you got another few centimeters there to get it. Oop, I just turned it off. I have to say, mobile phones are not good gaming devices. They always feel clunky to me, even with these controllers, because you hit things by accident. Although I'm not confident this is going to work here. There it goes. Oh, it's working. Let me turn the volume up a little bit. Yeah, it feels pretty good. Actually, this D-pad is better than I thought. My gripe with the D-pad, there's not a lot of travel on it. But it feels pretty good. I can't tell you how wide this game is. So this is the kind of like the remastered Sonic the Hedgehog game. Like Sega released this. So they hired this guy who was modding. I don't want to call him a modder. He was basically porting the games to modern platforms. His name is Christian Whitehead. So this game plays just like the original, but it's actually, and maybe there's some original code like running the logic, but it's been remastered for larger screens. And as you can see, this screen is super wide. So you get a much wider perspective, but it's not stretched. You're actually getting just a wider image, which is pretty cool. And it looks like there's a GameSir app that we should get, somebody's talking about, so maybe we'll check that out. So I had just plugged it in here and haven't really done anything else with it, but it seems like it works pretty good. Like, this feels like a pretty good experience. I'm going to actually record the next level just so I can get some B-roll. And the screen on the Pixel 6 is really nice too, so that helps. I'm just going to turn the brightness up a little bit. Okay. Let's continue. And by the way, I'm not paying for the game, so I have to deal with these ads. And I should probably turn the music off before I get hit with a copyright claim here. These mobile ads are terrible. The game is like $5 and that takes the ads off, so I might do that, because this is a game that I test a lot. All right. So, so there's some, Anthony's giving me some good pointers here. I got some good experts on the chat here. The ABXY is backwards. Game Pass accounts for this, but that means if you use the GameSir app to remap ABXY, it's going to be backwards in Game Pass. So I better be careful about this. All right, so we'll get to Game Pass next, and we'll see how that goes. Why would they do that? What would be the reason for them doing that? All right, hang on one second. We're going to get, I'm going to get my recording set up here. Hall's Nest just started following me on Amazon. Thank you for the follow. So we're going to call this GameSir GameSir X2. All right, save that. Okay. And now we're going to do a little B-roll action here. I'll tell you, it's really crazy to see Sonic this wide. I don't think it makes the game any easier or harder, but you can see what's coming up a little bit sooner because you have so much more screen real estate here. And this is not stretched. This is like just wide. It's not stretched out. Yeah, it feels pretty good. I think my feeling about the D-pad was that I was a little concerned about it because it felt a little shallow, like it doesn't have a very deep travel to it. Oops, what happened there? I did not do that. Stupid ads. So I'm not sure what happened there. Was there an inadvertent button push maybe? All right, let's try this again here. All right, I'm gonna wait a minute here. I see these stupid ads. All right, I'm just gonna buy this game because, like, we test this one a lot on Android, so I think I have it on my other account. I have a test account that I run with, so that might be where I paid for it. I remember buying this at one point because for a while you had to buy the game; it wasn't free. Then they switched to this ad thing. Oop. And I'll get to some of your questions in a minute here. I just want to get through the level. I'm just trying to record some B-roll for my review that I'm going to be working on soon. And I'm kind of playing sideways, so that's part of the problem here. And also, honestly, like, I'm not used to Sonic the Hedgehog being this wide. I'm not sure if it's throwing me off or not. Totally missed that, didn't I? All right. Yeah, it plays pretty good. We'll do a controller test and see how everything is mapping on it. Oh. But I think you can see just how much more extra real estate there is, because typically these platforms would be at the edge of the screen in the Genesis version. Like, you could literally, like, hang out here. Look at this. He won't come that close, right? You could just hang out there. So you could hit him and just run away. Oh, there we go. Well, you get the idea. That seems to work pretty well. All right. Chris Allegretta is here. I have been well. It's good to see you. Yeah, we're just testing out this game controller here. All right, so that's good. Okay, so let's hit the home button here. And I'm just going to grab, like, whatever game controller tester I can find just to see how the buttons map. So let's go over to the Play Store, and I'll just look up one here, game controller. Because some folks are saying that there's a disparity in how it maps everything. So there's X Gamepad Tester, which I guess is probably the one we'd want to use, right? Yeah, this will kind of map to the Xbox controller, so that's what we're looking for. I have to say, the quality of the Android App Store, I was looking for some games earlier, like, it's pretty bad. All right, so this is the problem. Okay, so, right, so this is a mapping issue. So this button is mapping to X. So they're reversed. And that's what Anthony pointed out earlier. So they're all wrong. And there's a bit of a dead zone on, yeah, we haven't really tried the sticks yet. And there's a little bit of a dead zone on the sticks, not much. And James is here. Hello, James. welcome. And James Gerber is here. His birthday's on Thursday. And thank you for the kind words, OSO. And Cool Person wants to know if we're doing the controller tester app. We're doing it right now. And Michael likes Sonic, I'm assuming. And Eric was playing Sim Coaster on Windows 98, going old school. All right, so we've got to find some way to map these controls out, right? Because right now, for X input, we're completely reversed. So another ad. Like, the ads are awful on these Android apps. My goodness. All right, you can't even like buy it to get rid of them. All right, so why don't we go and check out Game Pass? I just want to see, because somebody said that Game Pass kind of accounts for this. So I don't know if there is a way to test within Game Pass if the controller is mapped properly. Let's scroll through here and see. Well, there's one way to find out, isn't there? We can just boot up a game here. Let's see how it goes. Do a little Forza Horizon 5. Oh, so Brandon says the GameSir app from the Play Store will let you switch. All right, so I should probably grab that. Let me do that first. So why don't we quit this real quick and then we'll come back. So I just got on my Xbox console upstairs, I just got the option now to be able to play streaming games to my console, which is kind of nice because you can try them before you download them, right? All right. Andrew says you can't get it from Google Play. Let me see if it's on here or not. So there's a GameSir app. This is not the right one. I see this. GameSir, Guangzhou. It says Guangzhou Chicken Run Network Technology Company Limited. Customized GameSir VX2 combo buttons. Let's see if this will work. I doubt. Oh, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Let's install it, see what happens. Now, Andrew says that must be a new thing. He thinks it's a virus. I don't know. Let's take a look and see. I'm not going to give it access to my account. To provide better services, all right, so allow the GameSir to access the Type-C. So we'll allow that. The app will read some basic information, MAC address, gamepad, phone model, system version, without any personal information. So I'm not going to let it, I don't think they need to know where I am. I'm going to allow media and files. I'm sure there's probably something it has to store on it. So they won't let you run it if you don't give them your location? Really? That's crazy. I'm going to make a note of that. Like, they don't need to know my location. That's nuts. GameSir X2. All right, so controls initially are not mapped properly for the Xbox. Let's make some notes here. And we want to talk about how the app requires location to work. All right. So let me, by the way, the Pixel 6 there, you know, I got out of it. I got out of it. You just skip it. Okay, so, oops, what was that? All right, you have a new firmware to be downloaded. So update magic mode and update gesture mode. So we're going to update the firmware. I just get nervous because I have no idea what the heck it's doing. I'm assuming this is the right thing, but we'll find out, won't we? Michael Russo wants to know how. Yeah, I'm liking the Pixel 6. I think it's a good. This is the Pro, so I prefer smaller phones than what I have here, but it's a very nice Android phone. It kind of feels like, you know, it's like a true vision of Android. Like it doesn't feel compromised. It doesn't feel like it's got somebody else's stuff layered on top of it. As Chris says, magic mode does not instill confidence, for sure. James wants to know if the Pixel 6 is normal run for the GTA San Andreas games. I haven't tried those on here. I don't have that purchased, but I'm sure it can. And then we'll try, yes, we'll definitely try the pass-through charging. Actually, we could probably try, we'll wait for it to finish updating the firmware. So we're going to let the firmware finish updating here. I'm assuming it's just transferring really slow rather than being a huge file. Yeah, give me your location, sir. We want to know where you are. And Whereas used it to update the firmware, remap, and then uninstall. So, and for the record, I was able to skip out of that initial screen. I just kind of popped it out. So hopefully that that will pass muster with the GameSir gods, right? Cool person wants to know, does the D-pad have a pivot in the center? It doesn't feel like it. It feels like one of those button D-pads. Here, I'll pull it away here. And the real test will be like, we'll try Contra or something, because it feels very shallow. There's not a lot of travel to it, but I was able to play Sonic the Hedgehog without issue. But Contra on the NES will be one of the ones that I want to try. So John's asking about HD home run DRM. So you cannot record DRM content with the NVIDIA Shield. You can watch it, but you can't record it. But if you have HBO, you've got HBO Go now or whatever. So you know, that's been my thing. I just use that. Amir says, I bought the Bluetooth one, and a lot of people say it's not as good at all than the... Yeah, well, I would say the Type-C is always the one you want to get because it reduces the amount of input lag because you're not relying on the Bluetooth radio. So if you have a Type-C phone, I think the Type-C controller is the one you want to get. Yeah, we're just doing a firmware update. Andrew recommends using it with Stadia. And I got a super chat from Anthony. Thank you very much for that. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, we're going to have, oh, actually, this is your second one. So you gave me a super sticker and $1. So thank you for both of those. What happens is I have this vMix social thing, and it doesn't put up the stickers, but it does put up the super chats. So thank you for everything. And if you want to pull one back, I'm happy to do that for you. Sam Lazar is here. How you doing, Sam? All the way from Australia, down under. And we're almost there, 97%. And then the firmware will probably do something else. Firmware updated, okay. Allow, yes, we'll allow that again. Mode switching tutorial, oh, okay, so this is this Egg NS thing everybody's been talking about. So if you want to play Egg NS, so it looks like that's how you do it. So right now, so the mode, the G, I'm going to leave this on because I'm never going to remember to do this. The G plus home at the same time to switch. Okay, so that might be why we were having trouble. So let's go out of here for a second. And let's pull up that controller tester again. All right, so the G plus the home button. So right now, B and A are reversed, right? Everything is reversed. So if I hold down G plus home, that didn't seem to do anything. Oh, let's see. And now it's like not working at all. Hang on a second. Let's go back to this thing. Okay, when the light is blue, ready to play egg and nest. When the light is green, ready to play egg. Okay, so, oh, it's the same light. Okay, so right now it's green. So if I go to here, it doesn't work at all. So if I hit that, and then okay, so then it goes back. I see. But it doesn't fix the mapping problem. So how do we fix the mapping problem? And I know somebody in the chat probably knows how to fix it, but I am one that likes to figure this stuff out. All right, so recommended. It just feels like they want to get into my entire system, which doesn't make me comfortable. Gamepad test. Okay, so that's all working. But I don't see where we can remap controls. It should be blue. Okay, so right now it's green. So G plus home. Or home, you have to hit home plus G, that's the order. So now it's blue, or was blue. So I guess in this app it's always that color? Let's see. Yeah, so home plus G. Now it's blue. Okay. Yeah, this is rather complicated. All right, so how do we get this to work properly? Key layout settings. Okay, where is that? So here I am inside of the app. And I've got search, I have play game, I have help, and I have store. So am I missing something? Is there a category? These are all just games that I can download. I guess to some degree it's nice they're curating stuff for you, right? But Super Chat. Oh my goodness, Chris Allegretta. Thank you very much. And I'm very sorry to hear about everything going on in your life there, but that's very nice of you. And a happy Thanksgiving to you as well. So thank you very much. I may need to have you come and program a new app for configuring this thing. All right, second tab in GameSir app will allow you to remap. So here's the second tab. Oh, edit key, I see. I missed it completely. All right, so now, oh, I see. So I can switch this to Xbox layout. Use that. Setup done. Okay, so without this app, you're not using this thing. Okay, so use that. Setup done. All right, so now if I go back home, and let's go back to the Xbox tester. Oh, look at that. Now it's correct. All right, so we are good to go. All right, so why don't we do a little Game Pass, and then we'll mess around with some emulators. How's that sound, everybody? Because you know what I haven't tried on this yet? I haven't tried the Dolphin emulator. So Eric is wondering, am I looking forward? I am definitely looking forward to the Steam sale. And I am going to buy games that I'll never play, because that's what happens when they have a Steam sale. Oh, so Anthony says it's correct here, but it's going to be wrong in Game Pass. So so you're saying Game Pass, I think you mentioned this before. So Game Pass automatically maps it is what it sounds like, right? So let's see what happens. So I'm trying to remember what games I have in Game Pass that I know the controls for. Because I've been playing so much Switch, I don't know which way is up anymore. So let me go jump back in. Let's go over to, because on the Xbox, A, I think, is what selects things. All right, let's try Streets of Rage 4 here and see what happens. Good Lord. Thank you, Brian Parker. You're killing me, both of you. And thank you all. I am thankful for the viewers of this channel. Brian, Chris, and everybody. Because I do this for you. And Brian, I was talking to Doug yesterday, and I thought we would go see the Ghostbusters movie at some point in the near future. So let me know. So I haven't seen it yet. Maybe we can have Chris come with us too. All right, so I'm signed in. All right, so I'm going to say A select. So let's go and just do arcade. I have to finish the story mode first. Okay, so story. So I'm on stage 10. So it looks like the buttons are mapped properly because if I hit B, it goes back. So it seems like it's not messing it up. And oh, another one too just came in from James for 250 of MYRs, which I forgot the currency in Malaysia. You'll have to remind me what that is, but thank you very much for that as well. All right, press Y to skip. So we'll see if that, yep. Yeah, this is mapped properly. And this is Game Pass that we're on right now. Ooh. You know, I would say too, like where you're going to feel the, where you're going to feel the latency. See, I keep messing up. So I can't remember if Y is the right button for attacks in this game or not. Maybe it is. Let me hit the start button real quick. Okay, so legacy mode, jump. Yeah, so, oh, special is Y. Right, because I always thought attack was, okay, no, it is, okay. Yeah, attack is X. So it is mapped properly, because regular, A is jump, which is right here. X is attack. And A, yeah, so it looks like it's mapped properly. Another super chat. Geez, everybody's very generous today. Thank you all. My mother said I would never make it playing video games for a living. So see who's right here. Now she knows. Actually, she doesn't know what I do, to be honest with you. All right. So it looks like this works. And the one thing that you notice with Game Pass is that there is a little bit of latency that you really feel in these games where the button push is so much tied to the gameplay, right? All right, so that one seems to work. So let's go quit this one. Actually, let's try this out. Let's hit the, yep, there we go. So that's the start button. I think if I hit this, yep, perfect. So it maps that to the Xbox button. And we'll try one more game. And let's see what we get from there. Give me a second here, folks. We get reorganized here. So just to thank everybody here, we got Anthony Gwynn with 2 super chats, a super sticker in a chat. Chris and Brian with huge super chats. Thank you very much to everybody. And James with 250 MYRs. And Eric with $2. Thank you, everybody. So make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, okay. So, so Paul's right. Okay, so it's mapped properly. Let me go get my Xbox controller now, because now I'm all out of whack. So if I get my Xbox controller out, which is, that's why I never throw anything away. So, right, that's why I was confused with this. So this is laid out similar to the Switch, I'm guessing. So that's the confusion. And in my opinion, what they should be doing is mapping these things out for the Xbox already. All right, so let's go back to the home screen here, because I'm confused now completely. I have no idea whether I'm coming or going. All right, so if I hit play, so it might be correct that this will map properly if you don't remap it. Gosh, what a nightmare. And Eric is wondering if I tried Control. I haven't played Control yet. I tried it briefly on the Amazon thing that I was testing out, but I'm going to get to that eventually. All right, let's see here. So let me go back into the game for a second. Right, so that's exactly, okay, so this is so confusing. And the other problem is that I've been playing with my Switch so much, and on the Switch, the Enter key is, so on this, I have to just show you. On Switch, the Enter key is this, right? So when you hit this, it's like hitting Enter. On the Xbox, it's reversed. So I don't know whether I'm coming or going. So this felt right to me, but it's not. So what I should be able to do here is go to Story, right, and that's going backwards. So I'm going to quit this again, and we're going to put it back to normal. All right, so let's do that. So we're going to go back to the GameSir thing, and I'm going to go back to the Switch layout, use that. And I think what Anthony was telling me, and I should have listened to him, was that when it's in its normal Switch mode, Game Pass is automatically remapping. So let's quit Game Pass completely and just like start from scratch here. So let's go back out to the home screen. We'll load Game Pass up from scratch. Another super chat. Thank you very much from Shin Chicken. Much appreciated. 20 SEKs. I'm assuming those are South Korean. Am I right about that? Let me make sure I'm correct. SEK. Swedish, krona, sorry. Wrong continent. But I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right. So let's try this again here. So now, my phone put itself to sleep. So we're going to go back in to Streets of Rage 4. And what's good is that now I've got like this down. So what should happen is that A should be B. So like it's the reverse of this. So you need to keep an Xbox controller around to know what the mappings are. All right, so push any button. So now what should happen, let's see if this even works right. So if I hit A, which should be this, that should take us to the story. Yes. Okay, so now it's working as advertised. Okay, because I thought this button was the attack button. Because I have played this game. I'm almost done with this game. So let's skip this, which will be that. They should sell like stickers you can put on. I may actually have to do that. So now this is the, right, so that's the attack, which is X. And if I hit my start button here and go to options, so jump is this button, attack, yes. Okay, so this button should be jump, this one should be attack, and my special should be this button. Oops. And I have to go back out that way. There we go. All right. And then if I hit this, yeah, there's the special. And the specials are kind of neat because you don't get hit with the life loss, provided you don't get hit after doing it. So I see that like you potentially lose the lifespan there, but then you get it back. But I got to tell you, I've said this over and over again, but I am really quite pleased with Game Pass streaming. And there's some really good use cases because what happens is my kids, they'll let me I don't get like more than like 5 or 10 minutes alone in this house anymore. So you can pick up your phone, you know, attach the controller and just play a quick game and see if it's something that's going to work for you, right? And then kind of go from there. All right, so there you go, that works. All right, so let's try a game that uses some of the other buttons. So let's go and hit the home button, and we're going to quit this game. And then we're going to go into, here, we'll do a little Forza Horizon. Oops, see that's what happens when you play with the Switch too much. Oh, yes, reminder about the pass-through port. So let's take a look at that. And it just so happens I have a power adapter right here to try it with. So why don't we plug in. And it is charging. did ask me, though, to rejigger the port. But the phone is charging. Yep, phone's charging. All right, so now we're going to hit A. And again, I have my Xbox controller out here for reference. So now, you know what's funny? This game is not mapped properly. Unless I'm missing something here. Let's see, A. Oh, it's not, nothing's working. So the controller now is not, all right, close the app. Let's see, let's wait. So the app is frozen. There it goes. I've been enjoying this game. I don't know what to do in it. Like, you just drive around, I guess, right? But you have little tasks to complete and whatnot. But it's been kind of fun. Let me zoom in on this a little bit for you. All right, so let's go to my cars. That's right, I'm gonna go back out. And yeah, so this seems to be mapped properly also. How do I get back into the race? That was the one thing I forgot. I didn't know how to get back into the race after. I don't want to do that. I just want to play the game. Settings, my stats. See, that doesn't make any sense to me. So buy new cars, garage. So I got to maybe select a car and then I can jump in. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, it feels pretty good. Yeah, these are not analog triggers. And you can see them up top here. So they click. You know, we should record some B-roll here while we're at it. If I'm not mistaken, didn't they upgrade the graphical capabilities of the Xbox Game Cloud, whatever? I'm pretty sure they're using like the Series S or X technology, so you're getting the higher end graphics. I think there's like a ramp at the end of this thing or something. Here we go. We'll get some air no matter what. Yeah, it feels pretty good. We can find our world map here, so I'm going to hit the A button there. We can pick an event. Actually, let's see this one here. So I'm going to hit a drag strip now. So I think I did this one already. I will say it's confusing to not have these buttons align with what you're supposed to be pushing. And I don't know what the thought process was behind making this a Switch layout versus an Xbox layout. Unless they're assuming that everyone's going to buy a... There we go. It's my Toyota Supra. I always wanted a Toyota Supra. But if I had a Toyota Supra, I would not drive it on a dirt road like this. There does not appear to be any rumble, by the way, either. But the game looks nice on this screen. This is the Pixel 6 Pro. It's got a beautiful OLED display. It runs at like 120 hertz, I think, or something, so it looks good. And what's nice, there's no penalty for hitting things in this game, so your car just looks the same all the time. Maybe it's a little bit dirtier than it was before, but... All right, grab that B-roll there. All right. Yeah. Pretty good. All right, there we go. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing here. I'm just following the arrow. You know what the other game I've been playing on my Switch is Rebel Space Outlaw, I think it's called. It's kind of like a private, like remember the game Privateer, the Wing Commander game? It's like that. It's really good. All right. Well, this looks pretty good. All right. Well, I'm satisfied that that works. So a good Game Pass experience, provided you don't map the controls, because if you do, it reverses them back to the, yeah, it double reverses it. So I'm going to hit home and quit the game. Oops. All right, quit game. Okay. And George thinks, yeah, it was all converted over. And let me pull over. I'm just trying to make sure I get enough, I don't miss any chats here. Chats have been going wild. See what happens, I take my eyes off the game for a few minutes here, and there it goes. Oh, so I did not answer Shin Chicken's question. And if you want to find me on Amazon, there's a link in the video description that'll take you right to where this stream is currently operating from. So you can find me there. All right, so that's good. So let's back out of this one. And you know what might be fun? What's that Dreamcast emulator we played with the other day? What was that one called? Let me look it up real quick. It was called Redream? Yeah, Redream. So why don't we try that real quick and see what that looks like. So let's back out of here. Now the question is, do we have to map this? So Game Pass is fixing the mapping for us, but I don't know if these other apps will. So we'll keep playing around with it here and see what we end up with. All right, so we're going to do some emulation now. So we're going to download, I'm going to download Redream, which is and I'll get that in RetroArch. So those two I think would be good representatives of the genre of emulators. Redream, install that, and then we'll do RetroArch. RetroArch in particular is a good one because I can play my NES games on that. So we'll install that one also. And then while that's going, I'm going to grab a few ISOs off the old server there. So we'll go to my emulator thing and grab some of those. So bear with me for 1 second here. Do a little, maybe we'll do some Propeller Arena, an unreleased game on the Dreamcast. So I'll grab that one. And then we'll also grab on my NES list here, we'll grab, because we're not really testing the phone today. I'm testing the controller, but I am going to do a review of the phone also. So we'll grab Contra. Actually, may as well do the phone too, right? Contra, oops. Contra NES. Download that one. And I may as well do the GameCube ones here too. So we'll grab Wave Race here. Download that one, and we'll also do Rogue Leader for the heck of it. Okay. And then while that's going, I'm going to go and grab the Dolphin. Yeah, so the more I use this Android, you know, the Pixel 6 phone, the more I like it. It's a really powerful phone, in the sense that it feels fast. I think part of the reason why it feels so fast is because it has that faster display. All right. Thank you, Seanflay98, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Another one from Anthony Gwynn, who says that it's a Switch layout because they want to sell you the Switch emulator. Oh, I see. Aha. So that's where the egg thing is coming from. Okay, so this is, there's a nefarious reason for this product to exist, is what it sounds like. Because I have no desire, I have a Switch. I don't have any desire to emulate a Switch because I am perfectly happy playing my Switch games on the original hardware. But I can understand, now I understand a little bit more about this. Okay, well, let's try Redream first. And if you haven't played Redream, it is an awesome Dreamcast emulator. And we got some comments on the Amazon chat. Malachi says, oh snap, that's hella dope. And Nick Cole says he likes video games, as do I. As do I. All right, so we're going to continue there. We're going to go to my library directory. And we'll do our download directory. Use this folder. Okay. Oops, I thought I had downloaded it to my downloads folder. Yeah, it's one right there. Use this folder. Allow. All right, so we'll go back to games. There it is. So this is an unreleased game for the Dreamcast. Chris Allegretta loves refrigerators, as do I. You know what I want to get? Did you see that? Did you see that Microsoft has like an Xbox refrigerator that looks like the Series S? X, I mean. Pretty cool. All right. Now this game was going to be a very late release for the Dreamcast. It was called Propeller Arena. This is an unreleased game. It never came out. And it involves airplanes shooting at each other. Now, when you unplug, I'm going to make a note of this. When you unplug the power, it resets the controller. All right, give me 1 second here, folks. Game Pass will auto map. Others do not. Okay. All right, so we'll pick Eagle here. And we'll see how this works. Yeah, this was a cool, it was a shame this game never got released. And I was so excited when I found it. Because it's complete, the game is done. Like they had packaging, I think it was ready to go. I'm trying to remember how to play this. There's controls to go faster and slower. And I totally forgot the controls on this one. I might have to map controls on this. But it runs great. And this is this emulator, even on like, so we were playing this a week or two ago on that GPD handheld. It ran great on that too. Because it really doesn't, Dreamcast emulation on Android right nowadays is not that much of a lift anymore. I could have sworn there was a way to go faster. Yeah, they had like a mode where you can jump into a, see if I can get in there. I love these kind of games. There's power-ups down there too. I just don't know if there's a button that we have to map here. Let's see what we've got for Custom config. Input. Let's go to input. Oh, look at that. Okay, so it's got dead zone 12%. So actually, this is pretty cool. I didn't realize it had this extensive. Yeah, so they've mapped everything already. So I'm guessing they must have some presets for different types of devices. It'd be cool though if they had like a way to visualize what each button is doing. All right, so we're gonna hit A button. Oh, yeah, so this is not mapped properly. Okay. B button. There it goes. So just like the other one, everything's messed up. So X button, oops, shoot. So X button. This is the confusing part. I'm so confused by the mapping. All right, so now that's mapped properly. And I guess I could have reversed this in the app, and that would have made it work as well. Oh, great. Start button. There we go. All right, so now I need to go back. But it runs great on this phone. I would expect it to run great on this phone. We're going to stall out here. Good stuff. All right, well, I'm satisfied this works. So we'll do a save state, and I'll come back to that a little bit later. Oops. All right, so we're good there. So we'll exit and see what else we got. I'll take some questions here. Anthony says that Backbone now works on Android, but you need to pay a subscription, get a Lightning to USB cable, and enable Android mode on iPhone first. Jeez. But hey, if it works, this is the best. I have to say, by far, this is the best controller. And you can see this one. So this is what like. If you have an iPhone, this is what I would recommend you get on the iPhone. I do have the adapter, so it fits my iPhone 13 Pro or whatever. But you can see this one has everything mapped properly. It matches the Xbox mapping. This one is in a switch configuration. All right. Whereas says that Android controllers have been a bit sus since the main reason for them is to gain advantage in games like PUBG. That's correct. For sure. So David Bounds says this game is called Propeller Arena. That's the name of that game. And it was an unreleased Dreamcast game called Propeller Arena. It's good stuff. And Michael Russo wants to know, what's the model number for that iPhone one? So this is called the Backbone. And you can find this on Amazon. So this is the iPhone one. And it works great. I'll add it to my product carousel here because we're talking about it. And I like this one a lot because, so I fell out of favor of it briefly because it's expensive too, by the way. It's $100 because it's an iPhone thing. Let me go back to the live stream and tell you why I like it. So what I like about it is that it's designed for the iPhone. It fits the iPhone really well. Here, I'll pop it in here so you can see. And the problem they had was with the 13 Pros because of the size of the camera bump. So they came out with an adapter that gives you a little bit more room for the phone, so now it fits better. And I found it's been great for Game Pass. It feels like this one isn't bad, but everything about this controller I like. The D-pad, the sticks, like everything just really feels nice on this one. It just has it's just, I think, the best one of these that's out there. And it's a shame that you can't get this on Android. Yeah, David, I think if you have the 3A, give it a shot. I think it might work. It's called Redream. But I think it might work. Darkstar was asking, how do I compare the backbones of the Razer Kishi? I really prefer the backbones of the Kishi by a long shot. Partly because the Kishi had a lot of travel on their thumbsticks. This has far less travel, and the Kishi had a pretty big dead zone that you couldn't really reconfigure. So I really prefer this. And I would say for Android, and granted we haven't done all of the different things I wanted to do with this yet, but for Android, this one is feeling pretty good. I actually like this GameSir one better than the Kishi. Primarily because it doesn't, the control feels better on it. Now, granted, I'm not a professional gamer, so there might be things that people prefer on the other one, but that's what I'm observing here so far. And just give me 1 second, folks, because my heat is running like a million miles an hour, and I need to turn. It was funny, my heat didn't work for months down here, and it was the summer, so it didn't really matter. But now the guy came over, we just kind of cleaned it, and I have one of those split systems, and it's just running like, it's amazing how this split system heats up the entire space down here. Okay. Hopefully that'll, it's got to be like 75 degrees in here. No analog triggers though on the backbone. These are also, actually, you know what? Maybe it is analog. Hang on a second. Let's take a look and see. It might be. Let me look into their. It feels analog, but I don't think it is. It looks like it's got some analog control to it. Let me see if I can't remember if it is or not. Give me 1 second. Let me look and see if it is. Oh, they are analog on the backbone. So yeah, so these are analog triggers. You can see there's some range to it. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of this, and it's a shame that it's not available for Android. And they picked the iPhone, I think, because it's easier to make something like this, because you just need to make one that fits all the iPhones and you're good. There's so many Android phones out there, it's hard to get it to match. But I will say, even with the issues that we just spoke about regarding the button mapping and everything, for Android, this one is not bad. I'm actually pretty happy with it so far. We got a few more things to test out with it, but I'm feeling okay about it so far. So let's go back to our GameSir thing here, and let's try out. We'll try out a little RetroArch. Now, the other thing here is that on the Pixel 6 it has a fingerprint reader built into the screen. So you don't have a reader on the back. It actually is just integrated. Check it out. So I'll turn it off here and turn it back on again. So when you hit your thumb over that, it lets you in. Pretty cool. Not unique to this phone. I mean, there's certainly those fingerprint readers on others, but I just think it's cool. All right, so let's go over to RetroArch. And what I want to do is try out Contra, because that's a game where I will feel certain things. So let's try that real quick. I just want to test the D-pad on Contra. And I think the Nestopia core is the one everybody uses, right? All right, so bear with me here, folks. And we'll get this thing going here. So load some contents. All right, we are in business. I need to get rid of the, oops. What did I do? I want to get rid of this screen here. So let's see, take screenshot, undo, 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 display overlay. What did I do here? There we go, okay. Yeah, I got to remap these controls also, I think, but hang on a second here. Do some B-roll. Yeah, this is playing much better than that D-pad we were playing with the other night. Because remember we had that GPD thing, and I was having some trouble with the diagonals. This one is a little bit easier to maintain the diagonals. Maybe not. Hang on. Let's see. Yeah, it's problematic. See, why is he doing that? It's like, here, let's get out of the water here. Okay, it was the water that was causing that. But so the problem that I had with the GameSir or the GPD thing was that, let's get rid of this thing here. That it was very easy to do an inadvertent diagonal if you were holding up. So here, let's get this guy here, and I'll show you what I mean. All right, so you have to really push both down to get to diagonal here, which is what I wanted. Because on the other one, it was so easy to just hit the button and go into an inadvertent diagonal. This one, you have to really make a more certain movement. Yeah, this is feeling good here. I mean, if you can't play Contra, you know what I mean? Like, you're not, but, you know, so there you go. So Jeff says it would be funny if this vid turned out to be, you know what's funny? I cannot play this game without cheating. Here, let me try it again. Let's try to do like a real run here. So let me start from scratch. So let's do, all right, let's try it again here, see how far I can get. Because I used to be really good at this game. I could get, before I learned the secret code, I actually got to, I forgot what level, I think I got to the winter level on like one, yeah, I got like even past the winter level maybe. I'll show you, I screwed up. This game was awesome. And you know what's great about this game is that it's one that didn't like lose its luster, right? I got this game 30 years ago. More than that, actually. Was it 1988 when it came out? I actually remember the day that I got this. So we went to, because this game was not, compared to other NES games, I even remember what this cost. Compared to other NES games at the time, this was not that expensive of a game. So that's why there's so many copies around. It was like $37 when a lot of the games were up to $49 at that point. And I bought it at a department store we have here, or used to have here in the Northeast called Caldor. Maybe we got a Caldor or we get a Toys R Us, I can't remember. Yeah, because Caldor had like a limited selection of NES games. Not all of them, but they had a lot of, oops, geez. Not all of them, but they had a lot of them. Oops. Yeah, so I think the D-pad isn't bad here. I mean, nothing's as good as a real NES controller, right? But, ooh, yeah. Well, I'm usually much better at this. It's been a while. So, but yeah, so I got this game. It was with my mom's friend and her son, Gary. We went out to the store, and we both bought a copy of Contra. And I remember getting home, I was like, man, this game's awesome. And it's still awesome. Like, it doesn't get bad. Like, if you go back and play, like, all those PlayStation games and stuff from, you know, the PlayStation 1 games, they don't hold up. But this one does. And, you know, this is something like we would have dismissed it back in the day. Like, it's a, you know, once you get to the 16-bit era, who wants to play this anymore? But it's a good, solid video game. And I think maybe it's just the way our tastes have gone. Like, this is an example of a game that we still enjoy playing many years later. And you can't say the same of a lot of others. But yeah, it seems to be doing okay here. So yeah, the controller's not bad. The D-pad in particular, I think, is pretty good here. Like I said, it's a little shallow. It doesn't have deep travel on it. But if I can play Contra and not like get frustrated that it's doing things that like every command I am issuing this, as bad as I am playing it right now, is a command that I had intended to make. So that was not the case with the GPD thing we were playing with the other day. And then this had a 2-player cooperative mode also, which got frustrating because if your friend wasn't keeping up, it made, like, your friend would die if you scrolled them off the screen in the next level. But it was frustrating if your friend wasn't able to keep up. All right, let's see if we can get to the next level here. I'm going to try to get through it now. I think there's probably a little bit of input lag, by the way. I'm not going to lie. I'd have to measure it. But I've been playing this on my Mister, and I'm getting very spoiled by the Mister. So it's hard to say. Ooh, that was not good. I should have done better there. All right, so we're at the end of the level here. Yeah. There we go. So as a kid, if I didn't get through this level, like if I died anywhere on this level, I'd reset and start over again. James is wondering, does this support vibration? It does not. At least not that I've seen so far. Oh. Such a good game. I played this game so much, and even like 30 years later, you still have your muscle memory from it, right? Ugh. Not as good of muscle memory as I would like, although that's why I'm feeling like there might be a little bit more lag here. And also, when you were playing as a kid, you were playing on a big screen, and the screen didn't shake when you pushed the button. So that's another thing. These games were not portable games, right? All right. And David Bound would go to Software Etc. and Toys R Us. Yeah, those were my go-tos. Software Etc. for the computer software and Toys R Us for the games. And I love the little tags. It was always an event buying a video game back then, right? All right, what else do we want to do here? We're going to do, what else did I download? Should we try, let me just try Fortnite with it real quick. Because I did download Fortnite and I wanted to get some footage of that. So Brandon's got a Poly Mega on the way. And I guess there's something they're announcing tomorrow. I saw somebody on Twitter talking about that. And James's childhood game was Gran Turismo on the PlayStation. All right. Let's skip through this here. All right, let's play. I haven't played Fortnite in a while. All right, waiting for it to connect here. So here I'm feeling a little bit more play in the sticks than I would like. So you can see there's like a big dead zone here. And this, I don't know if we can adjust the dead zone on this game, but look at that. Like I'm moving, nothing's happening there. Like you really got to move it all the way over. So we'll see what happens when I jump out of the airplane here. How do you jump out of the airplane? Or the bus or whatever this thing is. There we go. Yeah, the island looks a lot different because I have not played this in months, maybe even a year or more. There was a short period of time where I was like totally addicted to this on the Switch. I was just playing game after game after game. And you know what I found with it is that if I just hide for most of the match, then I could survive close to the end. You know what I mean? Like, but I got to give them a lot of credit. They've made this into like a real community. You know, like the special events they do are so clever. Like the music stuff, I just love that. This guy's going to totally kill me. Look how good he is with that parachute. All right, so let's get into the house here and see if I can get some weaponry. All right, how do I arm myself here? There we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so a little too much play here in the on the sticks. You got to really move it all the way over. It's a big dead zone. All right, we're going to get this guy. Well, that's great. I got that recorded. How about that? I'm out of ammo. Yes, I think the button mapping issues are going to be the big story on this one. Another super chat, an excellent chef. What's my favorite game to play these days? So I have been not playing that many games because it's just been, the kids don't give me a lot of time. So I love Tetris 99 on the Switch because it's such a quick pick up and play kind of thing. So I've been playing that. Yeah, so this is one thing. So check out, there's a huge dead zone on this game in particular. So I don't know if there's a way we can adjust that or not. So I've been playing a lot of that on the Switch. Rebel Space Outlaw is one I just picked up on the Switch because it reminds me of like the Wing Commander games I used to play as a kid. More specifically, it's a lot like Wing Commander Privateer. So that one I have been definitely getting into. I just started playing that one, and it's actually for a, kind of like a indie game. It's really good as far as like the voice acting and the depth of the gameplay. So I've been having fun with that. Game Pass has been great because I can just play all these games I never would have bought otherwise. All right. So yeah, so those are the ones I've been playing. And thank you very much, by the way, for your super chat, Chef. Yeah, so I gotta see if there's a way to adjust these controls here. So let me go into settings. And let's take a look at input. Controller auto run on. Oh, here it looks sensitive. Ah, so that might make it easier. So if I up the look sensitivity, so I'm going to put it on fast and see if that makes a difference here. Yeah, that's better. But there's still a good amount of dead zone on this. So I'm moving the controller a bit. Make a note of that actually. Apparently nobody's interested in me because like nobody's coming to get me. I should try to find some ammo though. So I'm actually in a good spot because I think I'm in a good spot. We'll find out. I'm gonna go to that structure up there and try to get myself a new weapon or some ammo. Yeah, so the button mapping is messed up here also. So this is going to be the big story of this thing, is they're trying to figure out the button mapping. So hopefully they can find some ammo somewhere. There we go. I got a shotgun now. I've actually survived pretty long so far. Usually I get killed pretty quickly. All right, so now we are well armed. Where am I? So I'm still in the good spot here. I'm not sure how many players are left. So I'm going to try to move towards the center. One thing I've never been very good at in this game is the build mechanic. So James is wondering, what time is it in my country? So it's 4:48 a.m. over there. Yeah, here it is I'm actually almost 12 hours the opposite. So it's 3:50 p.m. in the afternoon here. And I'm probably going to get going in a few minutes to take my dog out for her afternoon walk. And then check in with the family. Trying to take it a little easier this week because it's Thanksgiving week. The kids are done with school now until Monday. Let's pick up some grenades here. There we go. There's a guy over there. Let's start throwing some. All right, so I think I got a guy over here somewhere. 25 players left. This is like the best I've played in a long time, partly because I haven't played in a while. Did I get that guy? I must have got him with my grenades or something. I'm not sure. Because whoever was here is not here any longer. It's getting dark out. And it's getting dark out where I live. That's the other thing that really depresses me around this time of the year, is it gets dark at like 4 o'clock. So like right around now is when it starts getting dark, right? All this time change stuff. Yeah, so I would say the verdict on this control, I'm going to do a little bit more research on it. But the verdict for me so far is that it feels pretty good. Like I prefer this to the Razer Kishi. And so that's been good. It works well with my Pixel 6 Pro. I'll have to try it on a few other Android phones and see. Oh, what's it? What the heck is that? Is that another player? What is that thing? He hurt me. Shield mushroom. Yes, this is like the thing. I have not played this game in a while. All right, I got to move over here because the end of the thing is coming. So let's go over here a little bit. Yeah, the storm is coming. It's going to start shrinking. Got 1 minute and 55 seconds to get out of here. So where's it going to be? Oh, wow, I'm way off course. Yeah, if I survive this, I'm lucky. That might be why there's no players over here, is because they were all smarter than I was and got out of here. All right, so let's get this way. I feel as though I'm very well armed now. I'm very happy with my armament. And let's see how far I can get here before I get murdered. And we're getting there. It's going to make a run for it. I downloaded the HD texture pack on this Pixel 5 phone, or 6 phone, 6 Pro. Oh, there's somebody. Yeah, mother, gonna get you. He's building something. That won't last. Oh, shoot, wrong button, wrong button. Oh, I got another one. Hey, I'm like doing really, really good here. I may actually win this. Let's see if I can survive. Oh no, I'm not gonna win, am I? I'm gonna die. Oh, brutal. There you go. Hey, I'm all in. I'm gonna be playing this all weekend now. So James likes the Google 6 Pro. Yeah, it is very pure. That's the one thing that I've really liked about these Pixel phones, is that they are very pure. I'll pull it out of here so you can see what it looks like. And I'll pull it up on our Amazon thing here. Yeah, so I haven't reviewed it yet, partly because so many people review these phones that if I do my review at the same time as everyone else, I get, oh, this thing's really in there. Hang on a second. This might be the death knell of this controller. It's in there. There it goes. So I've been pretty happy with it. It's you know, I was expecting a little more performance perhaps out of the Tensor processor, but for the price point, you know, these phones are you know, all things considered, are pretty reasonably priced. The one gripe I have about it, and this is why I'm glad I've taken some time to kind of play around with this a bit. When you go into the camera mode, you've got 0.7, 1, 2, and 4, and that's for the zoom lens, the zoom level. So the 2 is not actually an optical zoom. The 2 is a digital zoom. And the 4, let me see if I can get you my other view here. So that's the 2. The 2 is a digital zoom because they have a very high megapixel sensor. So the 1 and the 2 are the same lens. The 0.7 here, the wide angle, is its own lens. But that's a fake zoom. And so the images that you do at 2 don't look that sharp. But 4 is an optical zoom, at least on the Pro. So the 4X lens is optical, the 2 is not, the 1 is, and the 0.7 is. That's a little confusing, to be honest with you. Because I would much rather shoot the 1 and crop and zoom and try to preserve as much as I can. But it performs fine. As you saw, like everything we've been running on it has been running great. Now, the other thing with it comes down to video. They're good at still photos on this, but the video, I'm spoiled by my iPhone, to be honest. Like if you want to take good video, I think the iPhone 13 Pro is probably the best video phone ever. This will do 4K 60, but what happens here, let me show you what happens. Let's do our overhead again. When you go into video mode, and I'm shooting my table. So right now we're at 4K 60. and it only shoots that speed out of one lens. So the 2, again, is a digital zoom. It's not the actual optical on that. Now, if I switch it to 30 frames per second, then I've got my wide angle, I could shoot on the 4x at that resolution, and then I've got my fake zoom and the 1x. But when you're at 60, only one lens can do the 60, one sensor. So that's my gripe on the video. And the front camera does not do 60 at 4K. It does 30. Let me switch it over and see, make sure I'm correct in that. Yeah, they don't even tell you the frame rate. It just says ultra high, ultra HD. But I did a video and downloaded it, and it was only 30 FPS. But see, if you go down to 1080p, then you can choose 60. So camera-wise, the iPhone is better, in my opinion. So yeah, so the camera, it's good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a great camera, but I fear that people will be using it and not understanding. Like they're going to hit the 2 and they're going to lose image quality or lose sharpness. So Anthony tells me that on the Bluetooth version, and I'm sorry for missing this, the Bluetooth version of the X2 has the buttons mapped correctly so you can avoid the shady app. So yeah, they got a good product here. Why are they going to mess around with all this stuff? All right, we'll figure that out. All right, well, hopefully I didn't miss anybody here. And I have a bunch of people to thanks. Let me go through the super chat thanks. I got a jet here, but I've got enough to get started with. I'm going to probably play around with this a little bit more tonight and then shoot my review of this tomorrow. So I want to thank Anthony Gwynn for 2 super chats, Chris Allegretta and Brian Parker for crazy generous super chats, James for a super chat, Eric's Variety Channel for a super chat, Shin Chiki-chin also with a super chat, Anthony Gwynn with a, wow, you did a lot here today, Anthony, thank you. And then we had Chanflay98 and an excellent chef. So lots of great support today. Thank you, everybody. And I want to thank everyone for watching, too, because that's just as important. So there you go. But yeah, so the Pixel 6 Pro is a good phone. I just wish, what I really wanted, though, was a smaller one. And if you go with the regular 6, you'll lose some features. So I do have an unboxing video on my Extras channel, and I go through some of the differences between the 2 versions. So on the iPhone now, everything's at parity. Like what you get on the small phone, you get on the bigger one as far as the pros are concerned. But on the Pixel, if you don't want the big phone, you're going to lose some stuff. So just be aware of that. But it's hands down the best phone that Google's made. It's a really nice phone. And it's so Android-y, you know what I mean? Like it's the perfect. It really, the other Android phones have been good, but this is one that really feels like at parity with iOS for its interface. Like it feels really decent to me. So I am pretty happy with it. Prime is here, and I'm sorry to say hello and goodbye, but I'm going to be heading out here in a second. Anthony Gwynn says the rumored Pixel 6a is smaller, still has tensor, and a slightly worse camera. Yeah, I think they'll probably release that next year, because they just did the 5a, just came out, which is bigger than the 4a was. I love the 4a. I think that's a perfect little phone. And the 4a and the 5 were not much different. The 5 was kind of like a regression year for me, because those phones were not very high performing compared to the other ones. All right. Well, everyone, I'm going to head out and get to walk the dog here before the sun is completely set. The sun sets in 20 minutes where I am. It's 4:02 p.m. It sets at 4:24 p.m. That's because in the U.S., we set the clocks back an hour when we get to the fall. And no one knows why we still do it. So I think we might be reconsidering that as a nation. We'll see. And yeah, that's it. And I will talk to you all at the next go-around. Oh, Prime wants to know, quick question, can this be used with a case? And I tried to use it with a case, Let me try it one more time. So I've got a case that came with this phone. This is their silicon case. And what I discovered with it is that it doesn't fit. Let's try it again. The connector does move, which is great. It's not that rigid. So you can kind of get it positioned and then snap it in. But yeah, it can't, yeah, it won't go in all the way. So it doesn't work with this case. And I'm going to assume many other cases won't work either. And that actually is kind of the industry norm now. So this doesn't work with a case. This doesn't even work with a case. None of these things do. So you got to take your phone out of the case to make it work. And the same is true. The Razer Kishi, I think, had some give for that, but this does not. Because normally you could, like on the Kishi, you can pull off the rubber part. This doesn't let you do that. And this whole backing is rubber. It does keep a good grip on the phone. So, yeah, I'm happy with this. I would say, sketchy app issues aside, this is not quite as good as the backbone on the iPhone, but it's better than the Kishi. So there you go. All right, got to run. So thank you all for all of the super chats and the support and the viewership, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a good night, everybody. And I'll probably be back on tomorrow. By the way, if you're not following me on Amazon, follow me on Amazon, because I might pop on with some like Black Friday stuff, because they have these Black Friday streams where they can put you into the deal zone, and I've got a lot of stuff that's on sale that I just own, which I can just talk about. So we might just do that. So be on the lookout, and yeah, we'll go from there. All right, everybody, I will catch you on the next one. And yeah, if you're coming in late, just rewind. You can see all the stuff. And then I'm going to have a much shorter review. So this is like an hour and 45 minutes. We'll have a 10 to 15 minute review of this thing coming up later in the week. So be on the lookout for that. And I will catch you all on the next one. Bye-bye.